2013 was hands down the worst year of my life, and where my confidence hit an all-time low. I had just gotten out of college, and I had a degree that no one heard of, and I had no direction in life. My depression during college caused me to push myself away from some of my close family members and closest friends I'd known for life. And I was left with basically no one to rely on or to hang out with. And lastly, at 23, this is embarrassing, but I've never had a girlfriend up to that point or any dating experience. How I got to this point is a long, complex story, which I'll save for another time. But in that moment, I was really scared, deeply terrified that I would never have the confidence that I need to find a job that paid more than $20 an hour. I was scared that I would never find a few good friends, and I was terrified that no woman would ever like me and that I would be single for life. And I truly believed all those things at that time. I had the lowest confidence out of everyone I knew. But a couple years passed by and something awesome happened. I did end up getting a full-time job that paid over $60,000 a year. And then a few years passed after that, and my whole life changed. I'm now working a prosperous career. I'm living in a big old house that I bought. I have lots of amazing friends and an amazing, beautiful girlfriend. I still don't know how I got to this point, and I'm still in disbelief. But looking back, there were 4 key principles I followed that led me here, that anyone can follow to have unshakable confidence, which I'll share with you today. Principle number 1, take things one at a time. I know it's easy to get swept up and overwhelmed by doing all the things at once. Maybe you want a lot of things. Like maybe you want a higher paying job, you want an awesome group of friends, an amazing, beautiful girlfriend, and your dream job. It's cool to have all of those things, but it may be a bit difficult to have all at once. And if anything, it just causes you a lot of stress to go after it, which can lower your confidence. A better way to approach this is to look at the next logical step and then just go after it. I used to be so pissed. I used to have no job or no direction, no friends, no one who wanted to invite me out, no girlfriend.
No car, no girlfriend, no future, no...
And I kept thinking, when will I be happy? Like, when are the awesome times going to come? But at one point I was like, you know what? I know what I want right now. I just want a little bit of money. And so I started to just look for any job I can find, any $10 to $12 job I can apply for. I kept applying to them, and then I finally landed one of them. And then I got the job, and I was surprisingly a lot happier and more confident than I expected just from that one step. And this is when I learned that every step of the process is important and is worth celebrating for. So just think of the next step and take it. Another simple action to take is to hit that like button if you like this video so that it can reach out to more people who are in similar situations. Thank you. Principle number 2. If you think it builds confidence, it probably does, and it means you have to go after it. Maybe you want to go out and look for better clothing. Maybe you want to go to a Toastmasters and learn to speak better. Maybe you want to go to the gym and get muscles. All these things logically are just going to make you feel a lot more confident. I have a story for you, which is that I picked up rock climbing back in 2015. And during this time, it was such a game changer for my confidence. I felt really cool. I worked out 3 to 4 times a week consistently, which I've never done before. I knew I was doing a sport that not many others were doing. I got buff, and I met lots of cute girls. The list goes on and on. But the point is, all I did was find this new thing that I suspected would build my confidence, and I just kept going and going and going, and it really built my confidence. I learned to get fit. I made all sorts of new friends, and I gained a new level of confidence speaking to women. So what's important is to follow your gut and just go after it. Principle number 3 is something that not everyone may agree with, but it's to go to therapy. When I was 19 and in college, I actually went to visit 3 therapists, and then I thought, no thanks, not for me, this doesn't work. And then at 20 something, I went back to therapy and it was the best freaking thing of my life. Now, as to why it didn't work when I was 19 and in college, I have a couple suspicions. I thought that the therapists probably weren't trained well enough, but I think the real problem was this, that I had a major misconception of therapy. You see, back during college, I thought that therapy was for people who are in dire, just terrible mental health, people with like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder, or people who are about to hurt themselves or worse. When I found out this wasn't true at all, you see, therapy is actually more of a neutral space that anyone can go to vent out your problems, your issues, your feelings to someone who is a third party and isn't your friend or family member. You can vent all your stuff to this person and not care what they think, which is a game changer because you'll feel a lot better knowing that someone is out there listening to you. Another awesome thing about it is that your therapist is trained really well to understand your thought patterns and where they came from so that you know it's not about you. It's not who you are, but just something that you can work on. Knowing your thought patterns is a game changer because your thought patterns determine what actions you'll take for whatever situation. And the actions you'll take actually determine how your life will turn out. Your negative thought patterns will lead you down a path you don't really like. Your positive thought patterns will lead you to something that's much more productive and much happier. So your therapist is there to help you work through that so that you take better actions and have much more confidence in your life. Just do it. It's the most game-changing thing I've done for my life, and it's something I knew that if I had done at 23, I'd be much happier and wealthier by now. Now, I know that some of you didn't have the best therapy experience or you're skeptical about it, but to that I say, I encourage you to dive into it again and to shop around, importantly, until you find a therapist that fits you, because not all of them are the best fit. I know that therapy can be a little bit expensive. That's why below I linked to a resource, not sponsored, called Open Path, which offers therapy sessions for $40 to $70 an hour, which is really cheap because therapy is often $150 an hour or more. If that's still a little bit too much money for you, you can also go on Google and look up free support groups in your area. There probably is, and they're also very helpful. So get to it, get venting, and you'll build your confidence. Principle 4 is an important one, and this is to create a vision for your future. Guys, this is what's really going to set your life in motion. But how do you create a vision? If you're watching this video, chances are there is probably something or a few things in your life that you don't really like, that you want to change. Just start from there. What do you want to change in your life? Might be one thing or a few things, but what's important is to think of what you want 1 year from now. And if nothing is holding you back, and if you could really focus, what would you change? Choose one priority item and then a couple more, and then that's it. And just go after it step by step. This is exactly what led me to have a full-time job, which is what led me to going out more with friends and traveling with them. And at some point allowed me to invest tens of thousands of dollars into myself for my personal growth, which then led me to total confidence. I started to have complete social confidence. I was able to find a dating partner, and it led me to where I am today. I get it's difficult to know where to start. I'm a perfectionist also. I know you're afraid of making the wrong move, or if you go this way, then you wish you'd gone this way instead. Or if you go this way, you've made the wrong move and it's not where you're supposed to be. But guys, just take some freaking action. All it takes is to think of the next thing that you want to do and then go after it. And do that again and again. And as you do that, all the pieces are going to come together and you're going to end up right where you need to be. Right now, you're already right where you need to be. All right, so I hope that was helpful. And one last thing before you take off is that I know it can be a little bit difficult to accomplish goals on your own. It really helps have some accountability and a lot of people on the same track to have your back. Okay, and if you have that in your life, then great. But if you're looking for that, I've created a free Facebook community that I'm very active in that you can join below. There will be other people with similar goals that you can rely on and me there to help you out with whatever next step is in your life. So click the link below to join my free Facebook community. I would love to see you there. If you want to see a video of my second bachelor's experience, which is what led me to my full-time job, and why I don't recommend it, I'll leave a video for you to watch right here. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.